And I believe that online MBA and offline MBA, that the border has become more transparent now. It's not going to matter much. I do believe that organizations will accept, and they are going to continue to accept online MBA. I mean, every industry, every sector, every company needs operations people, Pooja. Without that, nothing will move. It's just like petrol in the car. You may have Mercedes-Benz also, but without petrol, nothing will move.
So hello and welcome back everyone to another episode of Industry Expert Interaction. And इस सेशन में हम बहुत सारे इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स को बुलाएंगे एंड उसके साथ ही साथ आपको इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड काफ़ी सारी इंसाइट्स मिलेंगे. एंड इन आवर टुडेज वीडियो वी हैव अ पर्सन हु हैज़ ओवर 4 decades of experience in the field of operations and strategic management. He has worked in academics, IT, banking, PSU and a lot more sectors. तो ये सभी सेक्टर्स से रिलेटेड आपको बहुत सारी इंसाइट्स मिलने वाली हैं. एंड आई नो कि आपके मन में बहुत से सवाल होंगे कि अगर आप इस प्रोग्राम को ऑनलाइन मोड से करते हैं तो फिर क्या क्या चैलेंजेस या फिर क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज आपके लिए अवेलेबल हैं. तो वो सब हम आज के सेशन में जानेंगे एंड उसके साथ ही साथ इससे रिलेटेड बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मिलेगी. तो विद दैट लेट अस ऑल वेलकम आवर टुडेज गेस्ट डॉक्टर मुरली कृष्णमूर्ति, सीनियर टेक्नो फंक्शनल प्रोफेशनल. I can hear you and I can even see you clearly.
Very good. Nice to see you, Pooja. Thanks for the invitation. Good to
thanks a
be
lot
part of the education sector.
Yes, thanks a lot, sir. So, sir,
Yes.
I see that you have 3 decades of experience in the operations and strategic field.
More than 3 decades.
More than that.
Almost that.
Almost 4
By
decades.
October, it will be 38 years.
38 years. Okay.
Yes, by this October. Yes.
Okay, sir. So, can you please just walk us through your whole experience?
Career.
Yeah.
That's a good question to begin with, Pooja. Thanks. Well, I started my career in the year 1985 as a banker. I joined State Bank of Mysore as a probationary officer. I was part of the State Bank group for about 15 years till 2000. Then I left to join the IT industry, again related to banking and financial services, BFSI segment. I worked in many IT companies, small, Indian, multinational, in India and abroad, executed multiple projects in banks and other financial institutions in capital market. Then there 2013, I left the industry after almost 29 years and I started on my own, consulting, advisory and trainer. And I am also a visiting faculty since the past 18 years in many colleges, teaching students of MBA, PGDM, MMS, BCom, financial markets and BCom banking. So that has been the story so far and I love each minute, every minute of my life so far.
And
Hope this introduction is sufficient.
Yes, sufficient. and you are still working, right?
I still work. See, I feel that to keep your mind agile and busy is the only way to keep yourself fit and young. And I am now 62 years old, but I still believe that I am 42 because my mind is young. I keep myself young. And to be with students, sharing whatever little I have learned in my experience and career has kept me more energized and more grounded. And if somebody tells me, sir, I learned a lot from you, I learned this thing from you, that makes my day. So teaching is my passion. I've been teaching almost day in and day out. Every day at least 1 or 2 lectures will be there. And I am also a strategic advisor for a couple of companies where I assist them strategically by positioning on various aspects from the industry wise and market wise. That also is going on as a consultancy work.
Okay. So you just talk about strategic management. So we actually wanted to know what it is all about, the strategic management and the operations management.
Okay, there are 2 different things. Strategic management and operations management, 2 different subjects, even though they are very closely related. What is strategy? Strategy is something we decide. Okay, let us take the current example. Pragyananda is going to play Magnus Carlsen in the tie break in the World Cup Chess Championship today. So I am keeping my fingers crossed for that. So before going for the game, he would have designed a strategy. Oh, this is how I will play. These are the things I will do. These are the moves I will do. And then going with the strategy of, say, kind of ideating and formulating certain plans, implementing them and ensuring that they are executed. That is strategy. Operations is what actually happens. Now, if you want me to give a different way of explanation, let us assume the human body. There is a brain, there is a heart, there are blood circulations going across the body. So if you compare it to an organization, I will say the brain is the management, the heart is the finance, but the blood that flows through your body is operation. Without that, you are just a skeleton.
Yes, yes.
Simple way of explanation. So operations is actually what actually executes the strategies. There is a corporate strategy at the top, business, organization, company level, management, board of directors will decide. And then there will be a business strategy where each business, for example, the company may have multiple divisions. Each business will have their own business strategy. And then we have the functional strategy, marketing, finance, HR strategy, operation strategy. Operation strategy actually executes the total plan to ensure that the production happens, the marketing happens, the product is delivered to the customer to the satisfaction of the customer. So corporate strategy and strategic management at the top level, top tier, operation strategy at the lower level where operations actually happen. So strategic management, operations management are closely interrelated, but they are different. Hope this makes the topic slightly better for you.
Yes, yes, I actually understand what it is all about.
Okay,
So, sir,
thank
you also have talked about you have worked in different industries, right? So,
Yes.
do such different industries accept online degrees now? As these programs are also offered in online programs.
Good question. You will be surprised not I did my MBA, executive MBA at the age of 44, when executive MBA was not heard of about 20 years back, 18, 19 years back. People were hesitant whether executive MBA, part-time MBA will be accepted or not. Is it going to have any value? Will this be counted as equivalent to a full-time MBA from a premier institute and all those things? We had 27 in our batch. Every one of them is very beautifully successfully placed. No issues. So once that became the trend, every institute started executive MBA, part-time MBA.
I'm sorry, actually, I have cold. Sorry.
No problem. Then this COVID happened in 2020. Everything went online, right? Degrees went online, MBA went online. IIMs are offering online executive PGPX courses.
Exactly.
Yes, to that extent, if online degrees are becoming so much popular and proficient, why should not the organization
flexible?
Yes, of course. And for example, IIM Indore is offering PGPX on leadership. It's about 26 weeks course online with immersion in IIT Indore campus and in Bombay campus and all those things. I mean, the stamp of an IIM is always going to be there, whether it's online, offline, it's not going to make much difference to you, right? So, but one caveat is here that if a fresher, a graduate who's coming out with a degree of BCom, BA, BBA, BMS, whatever degree is there, if he wants to pursue an MBA, my sincere advice will be for them to work for a couple of years and then leave the job and go for full-time MBA. They will realize much more value for that. But online MBA is equally valuable. I have taught online MBA courses. I have given video lectures, recorded video lectures for online MBA courses for Russian and Belgian universities. So it has been an experience worth remembering. I do that, and I believe that online MBA and offline MBA, that border has become more transparent now. It's not going to matter much. I do believe that organizations will accept, and they are going to continue to accept online MBA. Of course, the quality of the candidate matters. Not all online MBA graduates are equal, right? Some may be better, some may not be so good because their performance, for example, if you are not able to answer specific queries in the interview, you may not be considered. Whether it is online or offline, it makes no difference. So I do believe online degrees are going to be a part of life. Whether it is a graduation degree or a master's degree, it makes no difference.
Well, actually, I'm feeling very relaxed with the mentors like you who were teaching in online mode also. Then yes. I think it is going to be very comfortable, the students will definitely get good learning with the mentors like you, as you also have already taught it.
The commitment from the students have to be there, right?
Yes.
That always is there, whether it is offline or online. The commitment, the urge to learn.
And if a person pursue this program, let's say MBA in operations management or MBA in strategic management, how much of a salary a candidate can expect after pursuing this?
Okay. In India, MBA
we'll
operations
talk about both freshers and working professionals.
Yeah. So let us look at freshers. Let us look at the freshers first. A graduate coming out with a entrance score in a CET or a CAT or a GMAT or a CET, whatever scores you have, he has got options to select multiple specializations like finance, marketing, HR, systems, and operations. These are the major 5 specialization. Within that, there are multiple. For example, in systems, we have nowadays artificial intelligence and machine learning MBA specializations are coming.
Yes.
To that extent, the people have gone down to deep dive into that. Operations management specialization, people have got a lot of learning to do. In fact, when I teach operations management courses, I tell them, boss, you are the blood in the organization. Without you, nothing will move. So then they will start realizing, oh, is it so, sir? Is it so important? Will I get a job? I said, of course. Industries need operations guys, whether it is a service industry or a manufacturing industry. Without operations, nothing moves. You may have the best imported machinery, you may have the finance from the best bank, you may have top management graduates sitting in the management, but without operations, nothing moves. So operations management, yes, starting salary of 4.5 lakhs is quite easy after graduating with an operations management MBA. And if you are good, you can go. For example, one of my students last year, she got 10 lakhs.
It is actually a very good package. Many of the professions are not getting even that much of amount.
Yes. And if you are a simple graduate like a BBA or a BCom, you may not even touch 2 to 3 lakhs. But with an MBA, whether it is PGDM or MBA or MS, whatever may be the degree you call it, with a specialization, you have the advantage. And operations management is one of the what you call the core management areas where you need to have that much of a hold, and it does give you a lot of options. You get placed any industry for that: banking, retail, telecom, IT, manufacturing, production operation. You take any industry for that matter, they need operations people. To give a small example, sorry to interrupt you, Pooja. To give a small example, one of the students last semester, she did dual specialization in marketing and operations, but she got placed in
operations. Has introduced a lot of new things, and dual specialized dual degree is another.
Yes.
We never thought about it.
Yes,
and they introduced something very new.
Yes. The new education policy is going to give you a lot of freedom to choose your subjects also. So that is going to drive the way students look at choosing careers also, right? So specialization in operations management, yes, it is going to be give you the growth path that you need in your career, and it is going to drive operations management. Is going to drive the organizations, no doubt about it.
And if I'd say that I want to pursue the program, so which UG or PG program would you suggest me to pursue, or which certification course or anything if you wanted to suggest me?
Okay, if you want to pursue a master's in operations management in MBA or something, you must have a basic degree in, say, preferably have a commerce or economics graduation, where you will have some basic understanding of management principle, which is taught. That doesn't bar any other graduate from joining an MBA in operations management. Nowadays, we have biotechnology graduates and engineering graduates and everybody coming and joining MBA course. So it doesn't stop you, but to have a basic understanding of the management principle, a BBA or BCom will give you a slightly about, say, 20% advantage. Not that others will not do. I have seen people who have had homeopathic doctors coming and doing an executive MBA and performing excellently well. So it doesn't stop you. The first question we answered about freshers coming for operations management.
Yes.
The second question is, sir, what about executive? Executive MBA has got slightly different connotation, Pooja. We don't know what kind of a background they are coming from. There are two things. One, what they have graduated in. Two, and what industry and what field they are working. For example, he may be a BCom graduate working in credit card sales in banks, and he wants to pursue an MBA course. He will have to decide whether he has to do an online MBA course or a part-time executive MBA course, and then he will have to decide which field he wants to. Probably he may not like finance. He may want to switch to marketing, or he may want to switch to operations. That he has to decide. The options are available. Multiple options are available, whether it is online or offline or executive part-time, multiple options are available. Again, I have had people confused. Sir, I have been working in this sector for about 5 years. Now I am doing MBA in this. Where shall I go? Should I switch my industry, say from marketing to finance, from finance to operations? What do you suggest? So that's a different story altogether. I cannot give individual generic answer for all that. That depends on the candidates and their personal perceptions and the likes and dislikes and the opportunities available in that particular field. So both freshers as well as executive MBA.
Scope in the same field. What is the career scope of
for operations management?
Yeah, both strategic and operations.
See, in India we don't have an MBA specialization in strategic management. No. In US, There are specific institutes, for example, Kellogg's. They offer MBA in strategic management, which is very highly valued. But in India, we don't have a specialization in strategic management. But strategic management is a full-term subject in every MBA course.
Well, I think with the new education policy, they'll soon introduce the program.
But without strategic management knowledge, you cannot do any other MBA. So that has to be the basic, because I will say that principles of management and strategic management are two core subjects that you should learn in whichever field you want to be in. You want to be a doctor also, you need to know strategic management, if you ask me.
So to become the doctor, you'll have to understand the strategy behind it.
Yeah, he may not do an MBA, but he'll have to learn something about how to strategically grow his business, how to handle people, how to handle doctors, clinics, hospitals, patients, companies. There are a lot of things he has to learn, right?
And
strategic management specialization per se is not there in India as of now. They are there as a subject, core subject, mandatory subject, not optional. They are core subjects in MBA. In every MBA course I have taught and every MBA course I have seen, strategic management is a must. You have to study in one semester at least. I think most of them have in semester 3 as part of the university exams.
And if I have completed the program, so can you name some of the top industries or companies where I can where this field is highly demanded?
You name the company, I will tell you where I have placed. I have got people placed in Reliance, Tata's, Bank, State Bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, retail industry like Pantaloons and Jio, Telecom, you have Airtel, you have hospitals, Apollo Hospital recruit a lot of people. I mean, every industry, every sector, every company needs operations people, Pooja. Without that, nothing will move. It's just like petrol in the car. You may have Mercedes-Benz also, but without petrol, nothing will move.
So basically, it is a highly demanded program in every field and every industry.
It is not a popular. Everybody goes for finance, marketing, and HR and systems. People don't know the importance of operations management, unfortunately. Very unfortunate, but operations are the lifeblood.
Government jobs also in the same field.
Yes, of course. And government companies also, for example, Bharat Petroleum recruited candidates from private business schools. They pick up operations graduates. I know a couple of my students joined Bharat Petroleum as management trainees in 2017-18, before COVID, I am saying.
So, if I pursue the program in online mode, eligible to go for government jobs, will they accept my degree?
As long as there is no bar specifically mentioned there, you are eligible. Some people will say, I want MBA graduates only from premier institutes. Some job description very clearly will say, I want only from people from IIM and ISBs and all that. There are what you call misconceptions about these institutes. I will say every MBA is equal. As long as you study well, you can score as much as marks. In fact, marks are secondary. The more knowledge you gain is more important. And as long as public sector companies are concerned, usually they go through a couple of written tests and interview and all those things. The eligibility will be there. If you are eligible, then you can clear the exam and then get through. It doesn't stop you. But if there is specific restriction given the advertisement, then it becomes difficult.
So are there any skills required to survive in this field? Like if I wanted to keep this as a long-term career?
Okay. Now, you ask for skills. What does a manager need? That's the first question you will have. Because once you perform once you grow, so for example, you do a graduation and then do a post-graduation, whether it's MCom or MBA or MA, whatever it is, what you need to have clarity of thought, clear thinking. You must have good communication skills.
Good communication.
Second, it is mandatory, whether it is whichever language. I am not saying English alone. I have seen people who have excelled in marketing and sales with limited English and more perfect vernacular skills. Whatever may be the language you are in. Okay, you need to have good communication skills and you must have confidence in your skills. People are afraid. I have interviewed candidates. By the time they come into the cabin, they are shivering. They are afraid. They don't know whether I will be able to clear or not. That should not be there. You must have confidence. Yes, I know this. I can do it. I can. You must have confidence in your skills and you should keep learning all the time, every day. I keep telling my students, you should learn at least one new thing every day.
Yes,
at least one new
exactly.
thing.
This is exactly the thing.
A lot of advantage.
I also do believe that it's just one thing. You just have to learn one thing a day and it will
Yes, exactly. I think you have hit it one thing. You have hit the nail on the head. One thing, at least one new thing. It could be a new English word. It could be some new thing you would have read in the newspaper or something you saw in the TV. It could be anything. One new thing every day you should learn. And the most important aspect that I find lacking in our students is time sense, punctuality. It is not there. These are the 5 things that are, if you are punctual, if you are good in communication, if you have confidence in your skill, if you keep learning every day, and if you have good, what you call, focused in your approach, you will be successful wherever you are, whichever industry you are. Nobody can stop you. And knowledge is the only wealth that nobody can steal from you. Keep learning every day, you will grow every day.
Well, clearly, I can say that this field is actually very good. And if I ever had a plan, I can go with the program of operations management.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
But still, I have few questions like, what are the 5 tips you'll give me to become successful in this field and have a good salary package? Because it's the most and foremost thing.
5 good things, 5 skills of what are the 5 important things that I have told you. Apart from that, what you need to do, what you need to really do is really you need to be current. So, for example, in the digitalized economy now, what we are going to digitalized banking, digitalized sales and online e-commerce and artificial intelligence, machine learning, you must have at least one more skill to keep you be what you call as a plan B. Okay, that one thing you should have. Second, the moment you are in the industry, learn most of the things that you have to do. First, that you have to do what you are supposed to do in your new job, and expand your horizon by learning what happens in the organization, what happens in the company. Okay, today I am producing a particular product. I am part of the production operations department. What happens to the product after it goes? How is it sold? How the customer gets the product? How it is used? What is the real purpose of the product that I am making? I may be making, say, for example, a mouse for this computer. It may be anything. But the moment I feel that yes, I know this is the purpose for which it is used, my focus will be different. I will be able to do more what you call perfect, more knowledgeable, more knowingly. I will be able to do what I have to do. So the learning aspects, not only in your own field, you will have to expand your horizon to learn more about what happens in the organization. Third, stick to the rules. We call it as SOP, standard operating procedures. Don't deviate from the standard operating procedures. And 4, keep asking questions. Why it should be like this? Why not this way? We call it as 5W and 1H. What, why, who, when, where, and how.
Yes.
If these 5 questions, if you keep asking these questions, you will be able to learn more, and that will give you an added advantage. And the focus should be on 3 things in management. TCQ, time, cost, and quality. If you are focusing on
time, cost, and quality. Amazing.
Yes. This is the maximum that any interview can clear. For example, somebody asks you in an interview, why should I select you, sir? I have got 100 different candidates from your own same college coming up. Sir, maybe different, but I am focusing on these 3. I'll ensure that I will do the job on time. I'll ensure they will deliver the product with quality, and I'll ensure within the budget. That clears your interview. TCQ. Remember this principle. You will get it.
Okay. TCQ.
Yes.
I'll remember it.
Yes, you should remember it.
So, sir, as we see that we are living in a digital era, how has the growth of Industry 4.0 and digital changes affected to the old ways that people used to manage how things work in businesses?
Okay, Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0, all those things will keep coming because industrialization doesn't stop. I just briefly touched upon the artificial intelligence, machine learning and all this in the previous question. What actually has happened? How digitalization has changed our lives? The last time, when did you go to your bank, Pooja?
I don't remember.
You don't even remember.
Actually.
Because we don't go to the bank anymore.
Yes.
Banks are in your hand, in your mobile, internet banking, mobile banking, UPI, net, NEFT, RTGS. I mean, banking has changed, totally digital, right? Yes. Now, I just saw today one digital school being opened in Rajasthan. Totally digital, no paper, no books. To that extent, industry is changing. Artificial intelligence, your chat GPT has changed the way you are going to answer questions. In fact, it is going to be a challenge for faculty like us to see whether the answer is from chat GPT or the student has really written the answer. To that extent, digital has changed. And digitalization or digitization as we call it, it's actually a benefit. Even though some people may say it will take away a lot of jobs. Yeah, unwanted, menial, repetitive jobs will be taken. For example, your call center jobs may not be existing, but call center jobs, you can do something else. That's why I said you must have a plan B. You must be at least having 2 different skill sets, so that you can jump into anything. Yeah, digitalization, yes, will change. It has already changed industry, or machine learning, or IoT, and what we call as the robotics, automated production, flexible manufacturing systems.
There are a lot.
So many things have changed. So many things have come, and it is good in a way for the industry, because there will not be any what you call defects, lesser number of defects. Quality will be maintained, and yeah, some of the jobs may be lost. Some repetitive, menial, probably semi-skilled kind of workers' jobs will be lost.
And do you think
but it will be compensated by the other jobs? Like, for example, when banks were computerized, a lot of front desk jobs were lost, people attending the counters. But now so many jobs have been created in the background for IT. For every one job lost in the front end, 10 people are working to ensure that work goes on, right? So it will not be a dampener for me. I will say that digitalization is going to help you to gain more knowledge and better work culture, and you will be able to do your jobs faster and better.
So, do you think that the hands-on experience or practical knowledge is important if somebody is doing the program in online, distance, or regular mode? And do you think that they will get the opportunities, educate opportunities actually?
Do you mean to say that practical experience before doing a master's? You mean to ask that question?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Sincerely, I would believe that a couple of years of work experience will add value to a master's program. Whether it is online or offline, it makes no difference. A couple of years of practical experience certainly will have an added advantage. But it is not mandatory, not at all, because people are passing out from graduation directly getting into MBA institutes and getting a job. Doesn't stop you. But I believe that a couple of years of practical experience will add value, because you will know how an organization works, what people do, how things work, how politics work, office politics, how things are happening in the organization. So when you are taught those subjects in the master's course, for example, HBO is a subject, human behavior in organization. Unless you work in an organization, you will not know how it happens. So it will add value. It will certainly add value.
So it definitely
adds value. Not mandatory. It's not mandatory. It does add value.
And if you wanted to give one advice to the aspirants who are pursuing any course or the course that you are specialized in,
learn thoroughly. Only thing I will do. Don't just learn for the sake of getting a degree or for getting marks or grades. That is actually not as important as the knowledge you gain from any course. And online gives an option. You can keep your own time schedule. You can learn at your own pace and your own time. So that gives you an option. When you are free from all other stress and worry, sit and learn, but learn. There are options, umpteen options available. Thousands of institutes have come online. Hundreds of courses online. Certification courses are online. It gives you an option. But unless and until you are thorough in learning, no course will give you any benefit, whether it is online or offline. So knowledge gaining is more important than getting marks or scoring grades. So that is what I would advise.
So the secret behind getting successful is keep on learning, right?
If you are knowledgeable, nobody can beat you.
Yes.
Nobody can beat you.
Exactly.
Very.
And for the last, if you wanted to suggest some book, recommend some book to the students who are pursuing.
Not one.
Okay.
There are so many. For example, read Stephen Covey. I will say Stephen Covey, Peter Drucker.
Which one? Sorry.
For management. Stephen Covey and Peter Drucker.
Okay.
Peter Drucker. And C.K. Prahalad, 3 authors. I would suggest them to read, particularly regarding management. Lots and lots of books you have to read. I see at least 10 different books behind you.
Perfect life.
I see at least 10 different books behind you. Each one of them is more important. Nothing less, nothing more. I keep reading online. Nowadays, people don't have the patience to hold a book and read, right? At least buy a Kindle, read online Kindle versions. There are so many available. In fact, my laptop is filled with books. I'll keep open one page and then start reading. It doesn't stop me from learning. I keep learning every day, Pooja, and that keeps me grounded. So it tells me, boss, you don't know anything. There are so much more to learn. So the more you read, there are umpteen number of options available for you to learn, in the subjects in which you are interested, in the subjects in which you want to learn more, you will automatically pick up the book, whether it's from a library or from bookshop or from a friend or online. And the more you read, the more knowledge you get. So I cannot specifically point out any specific book per se, but some of the authors like Stephen Covey, Peter Drucker, and C.K. Prahalad are those who have impressed me a lot. So I have learned a lot from them. So, and most importantly, you should read.
Definitely go
you should read. You may not.
Yeah,
people may not like it, but I also read Bhagavad Gita a lot to learn a lot.
Oh, I am actually a very spiritual person, so I'm with you.
The Bhagavad Gita, I used to conduct workshops on management lessons on Bhagavad Gita. I do still.
Oh, amazing!
Yes, so Bhagavad Gita gives you lots and lots of. If you want, I can give you a workshop specifically. You tell me when you want it.
Oh, I'll connect with you.
See, it gives lots and lots of knowledge. It does. It does add value because Bhagavad Gita keeps you what you should do in your life. It tells you. A couple of my books are under print. It's going to come out. One of them talks about the principles of Bhagavad Gita, and another one talks about A to Z management that I am currently completing. So I learned a lot from Bhagavad Gita. Lots and lots of things. So our itihasas,
we are actually happy that you are sharing us all the learning, all of your learning. Actually, we are honored to have you in our show.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, Pooja. It's a pleasure to interact with you, and it's good to share what little I have learned with the student community. And yes, we wish all the very best for the students, and hope every one of them learns a lot and grows in their career. That's what I believe finally is. And most importantly, be a good person. Grow to be a good person. Right?
Okay. So
Bhagavad Gita taught me that. In spite of all your knowledge, be grounded. So I have been learning Bhagavad Gita for about more than 12 years. Now. And that has given me a lot of grounded perception about everything.
I'll keep in touch with you, and I'll definitely take one of your workshops. And,
sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to be in our show.
Thanks a lot, Pooja. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.